Our actions and activities have a huge impact on the world around us. Activities we believe have minimal change to our environment create huge problems. Our actions have led to a change in the Earth's climate. Climate describes the temperature, rainfall, and other conditions over a large region and a longer time span. Climate change is the average climate over the entire planet. Human activities contribute to climate change by causing changes in Earth's atmosphere by changing the amount of greenhouse gases, aerosols, which are small particles, and cloudiness. This has created problems such as ozone, acid rain, the greenhouse effect, and global warming. The largest known contribution to climate change comes from the burning of fossil fuels, which releases carbon dioxide to the atmosphere.
Okay, so the largest impact on reducing air quality is the burning of fossil fuels. Once they are burned and the smoke is released, it gets mixed with the existing gases in the atmosphere, creating a yellowish brownish haze. The main ingredient to creating haze is sunlight. Without the presence of sunlight, these pollutants would not get mixed and create smog. Other components of smog include particulate matter and ground level ozone, which, by the way, should not be confused with the other ozone, which actually protects us from the harmful sunlight UV rays. Now, you might be wondering what particulates are. They're actually the microscopic bits of dust and unburned fuel. These particulates take days to reach the ground that makes them more dangerous and harmful to the human health. Speaking about human health, smog and ozone both contribute to the inflammation of airways and lung cancer. Now, most people tend to say that ozone and smog are the same, but although they are both linked, they are not the same. Ozone is actually way less harmful than smog.
Human impact on climate can be described by the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is the process by which thermal radiation from a planetary surface is absorbed by atmospheric greenhouse gases and then is re-radiated in all directions. Did you understand all that? No? Well, first things first. What is a greenhouse? A greenhouse is a house entirely made out of glass walls, glass doors, and a glass roof. This glass house stays warm inside, even during winter. How does it do this? Well, sunlight shines through the glass and warms up the inside of the house. This heat is then trapped by the glass and cannot escape. How does this affect the rest of the world? Just like a greenhouse, the Earth's atmosphere does the same thing. Gases in the atmosphere, such as carbon dioxide, do what the roof of the greenhouse does. The sun shines through the atmosphere and warms up the surface of the Earth. At night, the Earth's surface cools, releasing the heat back into the air. Although some of that heat is trapped in by the atmosphere by the greenhouse gases. The three most common greenhouse gases are carbon dioxide, methane, and water vapor. So how does this affect? Well, even though Earth is kept warm, it is becoming warmer and warmer. The greenhouse gases are making the greenhouse effect stronger. This can harm us in the long run because Earth is experiencing a rise in sea levels which can take away our land spaces.
So basically, acid rain is the result of humans pumping gases like carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and nitrogen oxides in the air that react with the water to make it acidic. These gases can enter the atmosphere by power plants that release the majority of sulfur dioxide and much of the nitrogen oxides when they burn fossil fuels such as coal to produce electricity. In addition, the exhaust from cars, trucks, and buses release nitrogen oxides and sulfur dioxide into the air. After these gases are released into the atmosphere, they start mixing and reacting with the water and oxygen and other chemicals to form even more acidic pollutants. This then leads to a rise in the acidity of the water. The rain that usually falls is always slightly acidic with a pH of about 5.6. But these human activities cause the rain to fall below that at even sometimes 4.6 or even lower. As acid rain falls in many places, it creates a majority effect on the ecosystems in that area. By decreasing the pH in the water sources, such as streams or lakes, it threatens the water supplies for the organisms in that habitat. It also shows decline in the growth rate and can even cause the leaves and bark to break down more quickly, making trees more vulnerable to disease and bad weather.
Alright, so global warming is a result of all these different items that we talked about. Certain gases that are produced by human factories block heat from escaping the atmosphere, so then the earth starts to warm up. And as a result of global warming, many things that are damaging to the planet can occur. Global warming results in the ocean levels to rise. This is due to the ice caps melting as a result of the heat, and thus causing more water to be located within the oceans. The rise of the oceans can cause many problems, including the flooding of port cities around the world. It could result in an international chaos, and could also significantly affect the wildlife animals such as the polar bear, and there's nobody to blame but us humans.
Climate change is affecting multiple different species and regions. The polar bear is just one prime example. As the polar ice caps melt, not only are Arctic animals losing their habitat, but the loss of the ice caps contributes to the greenhouse effect. The ice caps reflect sunlight energy back into space. The heat is not absorbed into the earth. As the ice caps melt, the dark rock is exposed. Moreover, the amount of sunlight reflected is reduced, and the earth absorbs the energy that is not reflected. Thus, the Arctic retains more heat, which leads to higher global temperatures. This is called negative feedback. Another organism affected greatly by climate change is the coral reefs. Coral reefs around the world have been severely damaged by unusually warm ocean temperatures. Coral reefs are extremely important for biodiversity, providing a home to over 25% of all marine life. One of the most visual dramatic effects of climate change on coral reefs has been bleaching. When ocean warms, the oxygen content reduces, and coral reefs become bleached. Global warming could now mean a death sentence for many coral reefs. If the present rate of destruction continues, most of the world's coral reefs could be killed within our lifetimes.